Hi everyone, it's Monica and welcome back to Taylor-Made Cards for You. Well, as I get ready for my 7 Days of Halloween series that will be coming out sometime next month, I wanted to share with you a couple of ideas for printing some of your images. Now, a lot of times when we go to print our images, we're basically printing on just regular cardstock. I use a high quality cardstock for my digitals because I want them to be as vivid and colorful as possible. So I do work with a special type of paper that I will make sure that I link in the description box below. So this is typically what we're used to, and as you can see, just on a regular printer you can get really nice crisp images to work on your projects. But a lot of times we don't think about printing on other types of paper. And what I mean is paper like vellum or parchment, or items like that. So I wanted to share with you some of the printed items that I've printed, just in trying to see what would work and what wouldn't work. And this will give you some ideas as you start to create some of your holiday crafting. Now, the first thing that I tried is just some parchment paper, and I found this parchment paper in one of my thrift stores. And this is typically the paper that people would use for resumes. It can be a little bit expensive, but sometimes you can find it in some of the thrift stores for relatively cheap. And this is a newsletter that I created, and it's one of my digital kits that I released for this Halloween season called The Daily Curse. And I'll make sure that I also link that below as well. Now, as you can see, this paper is colorful, but it comes in different colors. You can get it in just the plain white, but what I like about it is the texture of it, and as you can see, it is the parchment, so it gives just a little bit of a different look, which could be great for your crafting as well. Now, the other thing that I tested when I was printing some of my images is I printed on this paper that is kind of like vellum, but not really. It's engineering media paper, and again, I found this at my local thrift store, and I printed on it, and it actually was pretty good. And what I liked about this is the fact that it is see-through. I know that there are light sources out there that allow you to put some sort of a light behind some of your projects, and if you print some of your images on vellum, you'll be able to get more of a translucent look. So that's something to keep in mind as well. The images came out as crisp, I think, as the regular paper, and there wasn't really any smudging. But what I would say on some of this lighter paper, or even any digital printables that you might use that have a lot of surface where there's a lot of ink, you probably want to put it aside to dry so that way it doesn't smear. But I was overall pretty pleased with the results that I got printing out on this paper. And as you can see, it's pretty thin, and it's flexible, so it'll be great for some of your projects. Now, the last piece that I printed out on was this transparency. And this is a transparency that you would typically see probably a teacher when they're using the transparencies up on the wall for like presentations and whatnot. And this one didn't work as well on some of the images that had a lot of detail. As you can see, I've got some smudging here. The ink started to run a little bit, and your images aren't as clear as you would like them to be. But one thing that I thought was interesting is on the actual words here, Taylor-Made Cards for You, it came out pretty clear. I mean, I could easily create some labels or whatnot that don't have a lot of graphics and print out on this transparency to use in some of my projects. So while you may not be able to use every type of paper on every printable, some may work on certain types of paper, and some may work on other types of paper. So if you had a digital, and as you can see, it still is kind of smearing here, but if you had a digital that just had words, this may work as well. Now, these are just 3 types of papers that I tested. I would certainly encourage you to try out some of your other papers. You know, if you have vellum in your crafting stash, give that a try. You know, see how that works out. If you have craft paper, that you have in your stash, print on the white part, and then you'll have a backing as a journal card insert that has a nice printed cardstock. So don't think you have to just print on white paper. You can print on other paper as well to create some of your holiday projects. Now, the other thing I wanted to share with you is just something that I have in the shop, and I know a lot of us love to work with pharmacy labels. And I've got some beautiful labels in the shop that can be turned into stickers or used on their own. And this is something that is sent in the mail. It's not a digital image. So what I do is I create these and I cut them out for you, and then I mail them. So if you do want to check that out, these beautiful labels are going to be available in the shop as well. And you can use these on some of your projects. So I hope this little tip for printing on different types of paper comes in handy, and it gets you thinking about some of the things you can print on with your digital images. Remember, you don't have to just print on white paper. You can print on vellum, you can print on transparencies, and you can print on parchment paper as well. But don't stop there. Just go through your stash, see what you have, and see what would work, and hopefully you'll be able to come up with some great projects this Halloween. All right, everybody, thanks so much for stopping by, and remember, I will be working on my 7 Days of Halloween series, so watch for that sometime next month. All right, we'll see you again next time.